So yeah, one of the sisters from Colombia that's going to just address something that I have seen a lot, and a lot of people are extremely ignorant, in my opinion, and have no clue about just human beings on planet Earth at this point. But that's really clear.
This is for Afro-descendant people that weren't born in the U.S. Don't you get annoyed when you get approached by these people and they ask you, like, where are you from? In my case, I say I was born and raised in Colombia. I'm Colombian. And then they say, but what is your ethnic background? Because they want to know where's your skin coming from, right? And I say, well, I'm Afro Latina. Afro? No, you're not Afro. Really, honey? Don't let this hair fool you. That's my mom's. But where do you think these nostrils come from? Where do you think these lips come from? Where do you think the blackness of my knuckles come from? Where do you think the blackness of my elbow comes from? Honey, that's Africa. That's Africa. As a matter of fact, I was born in Cartagena, Colombia. By the 1600s, Cartagena was the epicenter of the slave trade in the Americas. You see that? So if we talk about it, then I have more direct descent to slavery than you. You see what happened when you don't pay attention at school? You see what happened when you don't get educated? You made a fool of yourself.
What people don't understand, unfortunately, is that the African diaspora, let me use it like that, is made up of many, many people. Now, of course, America has done a great job at branding, black people, of course, as black American people, but we got black people in Canada. We got black people, in the islands. We have black people in Latin America. More slaves was taken to Latin America than they were here, even in the States or even Canada. It's way more black people in Latin America. Now, you heard the sister talking about the history of the slave trade in Colombia and how Cartagena was a major slave destination. Well, a lot of brothers and sisters went to, unfortunately. We know Brazil was one of the last places on this side of the hemisphere to end slavery. And we know the population of Brazil is, majority black, but unfortunately it's not ran by black people. And that's a big, big unfortunate, because Brazil should be ran and controlled by black folk. But people are so ignorant, because at least what I've seen in these conversations is that when someone says, well, I'm Afro Latina, I'm Afro Latino, then those who aren't Afro, let me say that, those who could be, mixed with indigenous and Spaniard or even the white Latinos, they just freak out when they say, well, I'm Afro, and they even get mad at them.
And then they say, but what is your ethnic background? Because they want to know where's your skin coming from, right? And I say, well, I'm Afro Latina. Afro? No, you're not Afro. Really, honey? Don't let this hair fool you. That's my mom's. But where do you think these nostrils come from? Where do you think these lips come from? Where do you think the blackness of my knuckles come from? Where do you think the blackness of my elbow comes from? Honey, that's Africa.
For saying they're Afro-Latino. Why are you separating? We just all, Colombian, we all this. No, it is a difference, because in Latin America, there's a lot of racism that happens in Latin America. Colorism and everything else. The whiter skinned ones are put up in leadership positions. The darker skinned ones are treated the worst. Anywhere white supremacy has landed its foot, it's like that. Even if you go to East Asia and Southeast Asia, to be exact, places like India and the Philippines and Thailand and Cambodia, anywhere you have darker skinned people, the whiter ones are treated the best, the darker ones are treated worse. But people are so uneducated. Like, how do you, in 2023, don't know anything about Afro Latinos? How you don't know that? We have the freaking internet. You can sit down on your phone, on your computer, type in different groups of people, different countries, and you literally can see these people and literally like this. And you're still that ignorant and dumb to not know that there's black people all over the world. And yes, black people speak every language. They have every accent. I mean, we are very, very diverse people, in spite of what Joe Biden said about black folk. We are extremely diverse people. Multiple languages, cultures, dances, the way we dress, the way we wear our hair, the food. Like, we are so diverse all over the planet. And it's a great thing to meet black people from everywhere all over the world. I love that. But some people are ignorant. So what I would say to our sister here is, like, don't get upset by them people, because a lot of people have no education, unfortunately. They lazy. They don't even want to look on the internet to research who black people are. They get upset when y'all claim your African ancestry. You are an African person. Just as much as I'm an African person. Claim that ancestry. Never throw that away, because that's who you are. Like you said, well, you think I get that? You get the skin color from, and everything else is on you. That's it. There's nothing wrong with being African. There's nothing wrong with being black, Afro Latino, anything else. We need to be proud of that. And don't let nobody make you feel like something's wrong with you. But let me know what y'all think about, what the sister here is saying, because she's right. And anybody is Afro Latino, check them people. Let them know, yeah, I'm African and I'm Latino too. And I'll be proud.